SBR Videos is sponsored by Sports Cash System. Click on the link below for more information. To SBRForum Videos, I'm Peter Loshak. We're previewing UFC 164 right now with Nick Kalikas and Adam Martin, both of MMAoddsbreaker.com. And now we're going to discuss Ben Rothwell, Brandon Vera. This is kind of a war of attrition between two struggling heavyweights. Vera, I think he's lost 4 out of his last 5. Rothwell's lost 3 out of his last 5. Vera didn't do well at light heavyweight. Now he's coming back to heavyweight. He's the favorite, though, minus 140. I think adding it all up, you got to take Rothwell with a little bit of value at plus 120. What do you think, Adam Martin?
Yeah, I agree with you here. I would say that Rothwell would be the side here. My biggest concern with Vera is him moving back to heavyweight. I mean, he was fighting at light heavyweight for a while. He wasn't doing very well. Now he's moving back up in weight where he used to fight. And I just see him, he should have a speed advantage here, and especially in this fight against Rothwell, who's pretty slow. But Rothwell's going to be way bigger. I mean, they call him Big Ben for a reason. The guy's really big for the heavyweight division. He's good at, I mean, he's not good at grinding guys out, but for some reason he is effective at it. And sure, he does gas out, and it's ugly to watch him fight sometimes, but the guy, he knows how to win, man. I mean, look at Ben Rothwell's record. He surprisingly has a very, very, very good record. I know you guys said he's been struggling lately. Yeah, he has been, but overall, I mean, he has a lot of wins in mixed martial arts. So at plus 120, I would say that he'd be my picker, but I can't go crazy on this because this is just a weird fight to me. Very strange matchup. And the one thing that is even stranger is Ben Rothwell recently went on testosterone replacement therapy. I'm not really sure how that's going to affect him. Personally, I give guys boosts when they're taking that stuff, but I know a lot of people think that there's a lot of bettors. Luca Fury, who we work with, he says that it doesn't matter. It's negligible. Personally, I think it does give a guy a little bit of a boost. So I'm boosting him a little bit. He's also going to be fighting in his hometown. So if it is a relatively close decision, he should be favored a bit by the judges as well. But like I said, this is just a weird fight. Yeah. So I might throw Rothwell a little bit of a round robin or something like that, a little underdog round robin for fun, but I can't make a big play on him here.
Well, why do you think they made Vera the favorite here?
Well, I'm not sure what Nick opened it at, but I'm looking at like the old lines, and it seems like the line actually flipped him off, if I'm not mistaken, that Rothwell opened higher. So I guess the public likes Vera, and I don't know why they like him so much, but I mean, I don't really see. I know Vera's a talented striker, but like he's really been struggling lately. And honestly, he's lucky to be in the UFC, and he's lucky they gave him the shot. So I'm not really too sure what the public's seeing in him. I think that Rothwell should be a slight favorite here. So, like I said, at plus 120, I think there's a little bit of value in him. But again, like I said, it's just a weird fight, strange matchup. Can't go too crazy on it.
All right, Nick, what do you think? Where'd you open this line? Did you make Rothwell the favorite?
It's actually opened at a pick'em, around a pick'em exactly, I believe. It might have been minus 125 either way, but it's that kind of fight, and that's why I stay in ballpark. So it doesn't surprise me that Vera is minus 140, or it wouldn't surprise me if it flips to the other side. I mean, with MMA, it's a little bit different with other sports. I mean, that's pretty common to see lines flip constantly that back and forth. And it's one of those tricky fights. Like you guys said, I think that Vera, no doubt about it, is a way better fighter. I mean, he's going to have a decent speed advantage, but like you said, the size might be a factor there as well. And Ben probably gets a little bit underrated or undervalued in the heavyweight division sometimes. I mean, he's definitely a dangerous guy, and the heavyweight division is so bad that he's always going to be in the mix there. So Vera coming back up to heavyweight, he actually might have more success because, make no mistake, heavyweight's a lot weaker than light heavyweight is for him. So if he gets by Rothwell here, I think we're going to see some interesting matchups for Vera. I don't know if he's going to go very far because, again, that size factor, he's got to put in a little bit more muscle and bulk to hang with those guys. But skill for skill, I mean, how could you deny that Vera entering back in the heavyweight division, he's not one of the most well-rounded guys out there. It's kind of hard to argue that. I'm
not exactly sure where his head is, though. It seems like he slacks a lot in these fights, doesn't quite want it bad enough.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he had a war again with Shogun. That was pretty respectable. I know he ended up going down there too as well. But yeah, you're right. Sometimes he doesn't show up. Sometimes he has cardio issues. But Ben is almost the same type of fighter. So that's why it's a tricky fight to bet here. I think wherever you're getting dog action is probably the right bet if you're going to take this fight. But for me, it's a pass. I mean, if it's still floating back and forth around a pick'em, I don't really see value in it. I think I'd have to grab one of these guys, either plus 130, 140, 150 to find any value in it at all. But it's a fight that I really could see go either way. But I'm actually leaning a little bit more towards Vera because he is the more skilled of the two.
Okay, so it seems like there's a consensus here. Basically a pass unless one guy gets up to plus 130 or 140, then maybe there's a little bit of value there.